Hello there, baby dolls. It is Detective Sherlock Sommy here, puffing on a nice, lovely bull market day, and I have this magnifying glass white because I've spotted a friend, actually you. There are some spooky things going on, friends. I hope you like ghosts because what I'm about to tell you is going to shock the fluffy slippers off your feet. Have you heard of a little coin called Bitcoin? Let's observe, friends. You know, back in the previous bear market, down here, the Bitcoin bottom, all right? I actually went all in here, by the way. I was already in here, and then I was like, you know what? You're all wrong again. I'm going even more all in. All right, so the US Fed had held rates. So they were hiking rates. They were hiking, and then we collapsed with the stock market. No one believed that the correlation was real, and then they held rates. They go, you know what? We're not gonna hike anymore. Then we had a big rally, and then the US Fed cut rates. They actually cut rates. All right. Now, this is the funny part. You remember this point. So we hold rates, or we're hiking, we rally. Then when they cut, it's the top. I want you to observe this, friends. Now, I can actually show you this on the chart, and you can see it more cleanly because I put it for you nice and neat. This is the yellow dots are the US Fed's rate plot decision. All right, you can see this. They're hiking, and look, they see December, friends. See December. They go, oh, no more hikes, and they stop. They stop this. All right, this is crazy to see. Let's actually zoom it in. Now, look what happens here. The US Fed holds. Bitcoin goes up. This is the blue line, and then they go, hey, we've actually got a cut now. Look what happens next. See the dots? This is them cutting. Look what Bitcoin does. It actually drops as well because the economy is going down. Now, this is the only time in history where we've seen a rate cut type of cycle before a hike in Bitcoin. Before them, rates were just zero. Remember, the whole reason why Satoshi made Bitcoin is because he knew, oh my gosh, this scam's going to go on forever. I need to give people a proper currency on the internet that's outside of this system. So if we observe closer, I can show you what it was actually doing during that time on this chart. Now, you can see this, friends. This is the monthly chart, okay? So you get to see that they held rates, but this is crazy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green monthly candles. So you have a series of green monthly candles. They cut, and we go down. Now, you're probably going to ask this question, because I know you're a smart cookie. You're probably going to say, wait a minute. How low did it drop? And how low did it drop if you remove the zombie virus? They're great questions, and I'm going to show it to you now. You see, we dropped from this top, removing the zombie virus, we dropped 53%. Okay, so we dropped minus 53%. So the zombie virus, friends, you see this monthly close. This is another way to think about it. The zombie virus, see how we closed right where the wick was? It kind of tells you the zombie virus was a full-on scam, all right, and we shouldn't have been here. It was just massive liquidations and massive panic, and this was completely irrational. Now, if you just remove that, you look at, hey, where did you finish the month? Where did the market, after coming to its end, its close? It was down here. So this is probably the chart it should have been, all right, which is actually looks like a standard Bitcoin chart, but you just remove this part. So you see this part? That's actually important. To me, that's important. That is, if you look at it, that is still a 53% drop. So another question we got to ask though, you go, wait a minute, okay, you dropped 53%. Let's see what would happen if I say Bitcoin dropped 53% from here. Okay, because it is a Bitcoin halving year, it would be 53% drop. I know that sucks. You're like, ouch. You're back down to 32K. Wouldn't that suck? Okay, if you went, no, and then we came back up, that would be amazing. However, a wonderful question to ask next is, before the drop though, how much did Bitcoin rally to get that drop? Very good question. I want to know too. Now, this is where it's going to be spooky. All right. It's going to be spooky, friends. Bitcoin from this low, and I went all in down here, by the way. I went all in down here. I was already like half all in here. I went super all in here. It went from this low to the top, okay, 340%. Okay, so literally did a plus 340% rally. Now, what I'm going to do is let's go to see what we did from the FTX collapse. Okay, you want to see what we've done now? That's crazy. 340%. That's a bit spooky. Actually, that's a bit too spooky. You're like, wait a minute. This is crazy, right? They held rates. Bitcoin rallies, straight line, literally straight line, and they cut up here. All right, in 2019, June, July, they cut. And now, that's weird. They held rates. These little hike ones, don't worry about them. It's a little hiking, holding cycle. They held rates and then up only. And now we have a rate cut, friends. There's a 67% chance of a rate cut on June 14th, whenever the FOMC is that month. It's a 20% chance for May, but it's a 67% chance in June. Like, that is so strange. What the hell is going on? You tell me, man. You tell me. Now, does that mean we're definitely going to mark the top there? No, it doesn't mean anything. I'm just telling you that Coinbase has already risen from rank 500 to now rank 49 in 2 months. Coinbase is going up. The Coinbase app. It's a sign of like retailers, right, coming in. And it's to even mark the top in complacency rally in October of 2021. So it doesn't mark the cycle tops only. It marks every time there's a top, 3 out of 3 times. So now I'm wondering what comes next. Now, by itself, friends, they're just like TA, like, you're just drawing lines. Okay, cool. That's pretty spooky. But this is where it gets a bit spooky even more. You see, we have these 2 rallies. Now, I have this chart from just BCB, right? Blockchain Banker. Shout out to Mr. Blockchain Banker. He's just showing you the rallies here, okay? 2 similar rallies. But let's continue. This is the context, okay? We have here, Rocca Negra is going to hold it up. Oh, bless your heart, brother. Bless your heart, little Julius. Oh, little Julius. Habib, do you honestly think when the Reddit guy is mortgaging his house to buy Bitcoin and Rocca Negra, literally Bug Eater Central, is letting mums and dads buy Bitcoin, you think this is going to end with all the retailers getting wealthy? I hope so, man. I hope so. I'm just telling you, it's never happened before in history. It's never happened before, okay? So let's continue. Now, Gary Cardone, friends, he's the twin brother of Grant Cardone, otherwise known as Articuno. So Articuno, all right, look at this. He's made this post, sold for Bitcoin, a house, mansion. He goes, this will be one of the most eye-opening, brain-snapping examples of the value of Bitcoin. A real-life story. A real-life story. This home cost me $2.4 million. I had it for 2 years. I sold it for 2.475. So he's basically a break-even soy boy. He's a break-even soy boy with his house. Okay. But if I deployed the same money into Bitcoin, I would have bought 300 Bitcoin, now worth 19 million American dollars. A 300K median home would be today worth $1.4 million. Is your home worth $1.4 million? If you said no, you should sell your home, invest the funds left over from renting. Hashtag generational wealth. Well. This might be a generational mistake. Just telling you, friends, this does not look good at all. This doesn't look good. I don't care who you are. I'm still long. I am still long, but under no circumstances are you going to get me to admit that there's something right with this picture. No, there isn't. Okay, because I've got this. Look at this. Tell you. When your friend Somi here says Bitcoin is cheap at 16K, everybody laughed at me and said we're going to 10. So here we go, friends. When you're a believer, I'm a believer here. I was buying when Davey Soy Huffman was crying. I'm buying here and I'm telling everyone stay long, stay long, stay long. And you're telling me, no, we're going to 10K. It's over. But now, after a 340% run, you are now telling me it's a good idea to sell your house and buy Bitcoin. No. I'll never take that bet. Not even close. Right? Maybe it works this time, but I think 1 out of 10 times it'll work. I think 9 out of 10 it won't. It doesn't mean it's 100%. I'm just telling you, you roll this enough times, you're not going to make it. So that's why I've been mentioning. Now, Bitcoin, right? Tapping 69K, and we got everyone encouraging you to sell your home for Bitcoin. I spot a non-believer, soy boy, FOMO, top buying, enthusiastic FOMO-tard. That's what I see right now. You're not a believer, you're buying here, man. I mean, keep buying. You're buying my bags. I'm trying to help you guys navigate this, okay? And here I am telling you, we all know how this ends. But first, give us more altcoin juicy pumps, please. So let me tell you something. If we reset right now, we just reset, everything resets, altcoins actually get crushed by the end of the year, that's actually good. That's actually good because it means, oh, cool, we reset. We're at a higher floor base and we've reset. That means when we finally do go, this is the new launch pad. Okay? But that's not a guarantee. What if we just keep going into a mania? Right? It's dangerous. It's dangerous as the euphoria comes. But there's a few things we just got to go through because it's not all exactly the same. So isn't this spooky, right? You're like, wait a minute. So this is where things are a bit different, friends, because look, this is Bitcoin halving year, all right? Back here wasn't, all right? So this is Bitcoin halving year. This one wasn't Bitcoin halving year. So there's already a difference. Like, well, now you got to think to yourself, is Bitcoin halving year special? You know, but this is, okay, what I'm about to tell you now is even going to blow your mind even more. Do you remember the whole concept of the expansion rally where you need every single US index to be breaking the highs for a proper expansion? Well, this is where it gets a bit spooky, friends, because if you go back to 2019, guess what? The Russell was not in an expansion back in 2019. Right here. Here we go. 2019. You see this? Here we go. 2019. This is where Bitcoin peaked, friends. So Bitcoin peaked here. Look at the Russell. It was below the all-time high. So this is what the Russell was doing. It was not at the all-time high. It was struggling. That's spooky. Because right now, look what it's doing again. It's like, wait a minute. You're not at the all-time high either. Like, that's spooky. You're not at the all-time high either. What's going on here? It's just weird, man. It's weird. Now, trying to find the piece of the puzzle. What does that actually mean? I don't know, friends. It's just, you know, things are happening. That's it. But I'm still long until euphoria. That's it. That's it. There's still buyers out there. You can feel it. You can smell it. There's still buyers out there waiting for a crash, waiting for something to happen. They're like, okay, you're not going to go 99% down. But they're like, please go up 600% higher so I can go buy you more. That's basically what they're waiting to do. Just going to get themselves wrecked. Now, what do you think is important? Do you think the Bitcoin halving is important? This is very, very controversial because right now, all the data says the Bitcoin halving actually isn't important. It just so happens to be a 4-year cycle that's timed with liquidity. It actually says what's more important is the stock market and the liquidity cycle with that. So it's crazy, man. Are we running early? Are we running on time? And like I've said to you many, many times, friends, as your friend with a straight back, whenever you come to these crossroads, the best thing to do is nothing. Every single time. I'm not joking. Like 90% of the time, the best thing to do is nothing. Not even more, every single time. I've never seen a time where it comes at a crossroads and you're like, oh, I'm so uncertain. Let me get out. You might get some temporary satisfaction, but eventually the big obvious signal appears later on. You just don't know when. So I'm not getting out of anything. I'm still holding, but I'm just showing you what else is going on out here. Because this is the thing, right? You can even go back to previous cycles. See this top chart? See the blue line up here? The blue line, friends, is above the candles. This is altcoin index today and Bitcoin. Altcoins are actually strong with Bitcoin, which I know is very controversial because a lot of you are holding core coins that aren't moving. And you're like, no, they're not strong. They're weak. No offense. On average, they're strong. On average, they're actually... Look at this. This is the evidence. The evidence is, look at this. In the previous rallies, look at this difference at the bottom. This is Bitcoin 2017. Bitcoin all the way up here. Altcoins can't move up, breaking the all-time high. So, yes, the altcoins have actually been catching up with Bitcoin. Of course, there's some discrepancies because you're holding a lot of bags. For example, Pulse Chain, POSIX, and Hex are lagging. Chainlink still trash. A lot of these other coins aren't trash, of course, but the overall index is going up. You're probably wondering, you might wonder, where's the index coming from? Well, Solana went up. That's one thing. But you also have things like AI. AI is now 17 billion valuation. So that's part of the index now. So all the coins not moving, they've been eaten by AI. So aren't you glad you had a friend like me who's going to play you some nice gentle angel music right now? I can't find this friend, Detective Sherlock Somi, who told me to look for cycle 1 narratives and cycle 1 coins because that's what retail like to do. That's the pattern I found from the framework. I just can't figure it out, friends. But there you go. You see, AI was worth basically poop. Now the index is freaking 17 billion and it's going to keep growing. It's going to dwarf and it's going to take away from the other poopy things that aren't moving. Also, memes went up too. So memes research. Oh, if only I had a friend out there once again who told me, look for cycle 2 narratives because they have a higher probability of coming again. They're not as big as cycle 1 narratives, but they have a resurgence, like the spirit comes back. Gaming, metaverse, DeFi sectors, friends still waiting around. You see these? It's just wonderful to see. You get to see the picture now. Memes became a sector in 2021. Look, their spirit's coming back. You get to see. Now, cycle 2 narratives don't go as much as cycle 1 narratives, as you get to see, but they still increase your probability compared to buying a cycle 3 narrative, like payment solutions, or privacy. Privacy, trash. Payment solutions, trash. A lot of these things are dead. They're very, very old. Store of value is also garbage now. If you notice, like Litecoin and anything on store of value, no one buys that because it's been done by now. Okay? So this is the hard evidence, right? You just get to see that altcoins, right, have been strong. But that's what the difference is. In the past, okay, so this crypto move is unprecedented because altcoins have been strong so far, but we're hoping that they do some sort of nuclear moonshot. I'm going to show it to you right now, friends. This is literally the altcoin index of here, the others. So that's what we're waiting to see. We're hoping Bitcoin does something like this. Altcoin comes like that. As Bitcoin goes up, these things go and they just do this rush up. That's what we're waiting to see. And that might actually be the end. So it's spooky. I don't know what's going to happen. I know we can ask ourselves, hey, what do you think is going to happen? I think the answer will be very clear. It'll be very clear. That's why you have to do, friends, this mental type of meditation. You go, hey, the price means nothing. All that matters is when we're all taking our pants off. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, all. Don't forget, it loves to catch you soon.